Good evening, this is ATN Global News at 9. First, the headlines. Analyst queries APC's inconsistency. Police rescue 20 kidnapped victims. No presidential ambition, stated by Ganduje. Agencies must keep mandates, Shatima. ECOWAS stops Niger and Mali and others. Deserts targets COP success. In love with Adekunle Gold, Simi says. Now the news in detail. Analysts has queried the political inconsistency of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Air, a political analyst, Ugochukwu Ifeanyichukwu, expressed mixed reactions concerning the political position of the All Progressives Congress in recent times.
Bringing it back to the what he's saying about Amechi trying to hijack APC in Rivers State, I asked a question to Coach. Has APC won any major elections in Rivers State before, prior to 2023, which all of us knew what happened? Has APC positioned itself as a party to be reckoned with in Rivers State? Remember, in 2019, APC were not able to even field any candidate to contest election in Rivers State.
On his part, Zoe Terminal blamed Nigeria's political system for inconsistencies among politicians.
Yes, the people you see running the system is what the system have created, the likes of Tony Okocha. So, because what claim is this? The questions to ask now are one. First, what was the reason to truncate the tenure and the office of the Emeka Bike? What was the reason of APC? Secondly, the Amechi, former Governor Amechi, Tony Okocha, is accused now. Is he no longer a member of APC?
This is coming as ousted caretaker committee chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State, Tony Okocha, have accused former Transportation Minister Rotimi Amechi of planning to hijack the party in the state to fight President Bola Tinubu come 2027. Cross River State Governor Bassi has signed an executive order to protect all communities in the states that are richly endowed with mineral resources from exploitation, insecurity, criminality, restiveness, and unauthorized infiltration. The executive order number 1 of 2024 is aimed at protecting mining communities across the 18 local government areas of the state from insecurity, exploitation, and unauthorized collection of surface rent from mining entities operating in any part of the state. An order takes effect from Wednesday, 14 August 2024. Otu says the order has become imperative to ensure that all mining companies and individuals operating in the state consistently pay their surface rent to promote safety, peace, security, and good governance across the state. In a statement signed by the Commissioner for Information, Erasmus Ekbang, the governor said under the executive order and in compliance with Section 16 of the Minerals and Mining Act 2007, every mining entity or individual must obtain the community consent and development agreement, which must be vetted by the Ministry of Justice to avoid duplication and ensure that the community development commitments align with the state's overall development master plan. Governor Otu also said the executive order provides the authority to impose and collect surface rent, including the surface rent charged per mineral type, per cadastral unit, and as well as guidelines for collection, the due date for payment from the period of issuance of demand notices, and the remittance of fees to the state accounts. Several shops have been gutted by fire at the Mbuka Obosi Old Motor Park Spare Parts Market in Idemili North local government area of Anambra State. Eyewitness says the infernos affected 3 shops, including a provision store, and attributed the cause of the fire to a power surge as a result of a poor electrical connection in one of the burnt structures. The chairman of the market, Samuel Ifunwa, who visited the scene on Sunday, said he was alerted to the incident about 3 a.m. on Saturday, while the market security operatives had quickly swung into rescue operations. In his reaction, President General of the Anambra State Markets Amalgamated Traders Association, Humphrey Anuna, said he rushed to the scene to see the extent of destruction, lamenting that most of the fire incidents were caused by illegal connections, and advised that structures should not be put on the high-tension cables, while citing the Nobi market fire incident as a case study. Confirming the incidents in a statement, the Media and Publicity Unit of the Anambra State Fire Service said firefighters led by the fire chief Chukudi Chiketa were deployed immediately to the scene of the incident, and they battled to contain the fire. Suspected gunmen have abducted 3 individuals at the Enugu State College of Health Technology, located at the Oji River local government area of the state. The incident has sent shockwaves through the community, with local authorities now intensifying efforts to rescue the victims. The Enugu State Police Public Relations Officer DSP Daniel Ndukwe, who confirmed the abduction in a statement, said the Oji River Division of the Command swiftly responded to reports of the abduction and successfully rescued 2 victims, while 3 others remain missing. While preliminary investigations suggested that the victims were targeted while driving out of the college, leading to the ambush, the police are currently exploring all leads to understand the motive behind the attack and to ensure the safe return of those still in captivity. While in response to the viral video circulated on social media, which falsely claimed that numerous students were kidnapped during the incident, DSP Ndukwe urged the public to disregard the misleading footage and described the video as an act of mischief aimed at misleading and creating panic among unsuspecting citizens. The police spokesperson also said the Commissioner of Police, CP Kanayo Ozwebu, has mandated operatives to exhaust all resources in their ongoing efforts to rescue the missing victims and bring those responsible to justice, and also cautioned against spreading false information that could hinder police operations and cause unnecessary fear within the country or community. Officials from the Lagos Traffic Management Authority and military personnel have clashed over the military's attempt to close the busy Adeniyi to Falomore Road in Lagos State. This comes after the Federal Comptroller of Works for Lagos, Olukorede Kesha, has enlisted the military assistant to enforce the road closure for the purpose of rehabilitating certain sections of the road, while LASMA officials said it is customary for their superiors to be informed in advance so that the Lagos Ministry of Transportation can communicate the development to the public and make a formal announcement. A LASMA official, Omoyeni Oladele, said if the road is closed without prior announcement by the state to residents, motorists will endure severe hardship, while a senior officer at the Lagos Ministry of Works, who requested anonymity to avoid being perceived as anti-federal government, said it is not the first time the Federal Controller of Works has employed the military in carrying out her duties, adding that the standoff began at midnight, with LASMA personnel calling for backup from the task force. He said the situation could have escalated into a physical confrontation if the military personnel have not exercised restraint. Efforts to contact the Federal Comptroller of Works, Olukorede Kesha, were unsuccessful as she did not answer repeated calls or respond to text messages, while the Permanent Secretary of the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation, Wale Musa, confirmed the incident and assured that the ministry was working to resolve the issue. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has promised to create an enabling environment to private investment to thrive in the state. The governor, who is also the candidate of All Progressives Congress in the November 16 governorship election, says the administration was committed to empowering the youth in the state. He made the promises during an engagement with private sector players at a program tagged Evening with the Governor, held at the International Center for Culture and Events in Akure, the state capital, and the event was themed The Role of the Private Sector in Governance and Development of Ondo State. Ayedatiwa also said his administration was working towards making the state a hub for industrialization, where jobs will be readily available for teaming employable youths, as well as provide a better livelihood for the people of the state, adding that the state has abundant human and natural resources to support them boost businesses and urge investors to tap from the resources. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has advised the operatives of Nigeria Customs Service to be civil with market women and men regarding complaints of invasion of shops and warehouses in markets across the state. This is coming after traders in the state had accused customs officers of breaking into their shops and warehouses in a bid to search for smuggled goods. The governor who disclosed this while receiving the Comptroller General of Customs, Dewale Adeni, in his office, said although there are bound to be some unscrupulous individuals who would be found wanting over issue of smuggling, he insisted that the majority of the people in the state are law-abiding, adding that for the purpose of peaceful engagement and economic development in the state, there is a need for peaceful interaction between security agency and the traders. In his response, the customs boss frowned at the invasion of markets and expressed his disappointment over the issue and promised to look into the matter for redress. Kwara State Police Command has rescued 20 kidnapped victims in a joint operation with local vigilantes and community members. Eyewitness said 3 of the victims who sustained gunshot injuries on their legs were taken to the hospital for medical attention, adding that the kidnap incident occurred along Osiobo Aye Gunle Highway in the Kwara South Central district of the state. Kwara State Police Command has rescued 20 kidnapped victims of joint operation with local vigilantes and community members, while spokesperson of the State Police Command, DSP Ejire Adeyemi Tone, said in a statement in Ilorin that upon receipt of the distress call, the command, in collaboration with local vigilantes, swiftly mobilized the divisional patrol team and other tactical teams who launched a thorough search operation within the dense forest area between Oboaye Gunle and Oboile. The Commissioner for Police, Victor Alaya, assured the public that the search for the perpetrators was still ongoing as police operatives were diligently combing the area, determined to bring the criminals to justice, and commended the bravery and swift response of police officers as well as the cooperation of the local vigilantes, which led to the successful rescue without any casualty amongst the victims. Alaya also urged the public to remain calm and vigilant and to report any suspicious activity to the nearest police station or through the command's emergency lines. Block of 39 open shops at the Kwara Modern Market in Abuja was completely destroyed by fire following an electrical spark that ignited a devastating blaze. The fire raged for several hours before it was brought under control by a combined team of firefighters from the Federal Capital Territory Fire Service and Federal Fire Service. According to MT Ibrahim, the spokesman for the FCT Fire Service, the fire was triggered by an electrical spark on a power changeover device installed in one of the shops, and the presence of a generator filled with petrol inside the shop where the fire originated exacerbated the situation, leading to a rapid spread of the flames. Items lost in the fire included foodstuffs, generators, refrigerators, fruits, umbrellas, electrical appliances, household items, and parts of the market roof. Engineer Adebayo Zacchaeus, the acting director of the FCT Fire Service, commended firefighters for their swift and coordinated efforts in extinguishing the blaze, stressing that the incident added to the growing concern over fire safety in the markets across the country, particularly those with inadequate electrical installations and the improper storage of flammable materials. Operatives of the Kaduna State Police Command have arrested 35 suspected phone snatchers after successfully raiding some black spots in the state capital. The command's public relations officer, ACP Mansar Hassan, who confirmed the development in a statement, said the command's anti-5 section conducted a series of targeted raids in response to the rising crime wave in the state, particularly phone snatching. According to him, the Commissioner of Police assured the public that those found culpable would be profiled and charged to court, and also stressed the command's commitment to clamping down on criminal activities within the state. Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State has commiserated with the victims of the recent flooding that rendered many residents of the Gumi local government area homeless and described it as unfortunate. This is coming after heavy rainfall at the weekend caused flooding in some areas of the local government, destroying and submerging many houses in water. A statement by the spokesman Suleiman Bala Idris, the governor expressed deep concern and sympathy for the Gumi flood victims, adding that they have been in contact with relevant authorities and leaders and elders in local government since the unfortunate incident. The statement also said the governor had expressed commitment to taking all necessary measures to prevent further occurrences of such sad incidents. More than 10 community members of Mutujji village in Talata Mafara local government area of Zamfara State have been kidnapped. Eyewitness said the villager Ahmed Babangida told newsmen that the bandits stormed the community with sophisticated weapons and started shooting sporadically, and admitted that though nobody was killed in the operation, many people were taken away by the gunmen to unknown destination, and there was no response from security operatives during the attack. The state police spokesman ASP Azid Abubakar, who confirmed the incident, said 10 persons were adopted by the bandits, and the command has deployed tactical police teams to rescue the kidnapped victims and arrest the bandits. Katsina State Police Command has confirmed the killing of an aide to the state governor, Sanusi Gaza. The command, through its public relations officer, Abubakar Sadiq, confirmed the incident to journalists, adding that suspected bandits killed Gaza and one of his wives at his residence in Gaza community of Kankia local government area of the state at the weekend. Eyewitness said during the attack, the bandits adopted his second wife, leaving the community in shock and mourning, adding that the tragic incident had heightened concerns about the escalating insecurity in the state, where the activities of hoodlums, including kidnappers and killings, have been rampant. When contacted, the Director General of the Media to the state governor, Maiwada Damalam, did not respond to messages. Inspector General Police Kayode Betoku has dispatched additional directives to Benue State to aid in the rescue to the adopted medical students. This coming after 20 medical students from the University of Maiduguri and the University of Jos traveling to Enugu were kidnapped along the Otupo-Enugu Road, and the students were en route to the Federation of Catholic Medical and Dental Students Annual Convention in Enugu when they were taken. Ebetoko ordered the deployment of tactical operatives and assets, including helicopters, drones, and tactical vehicles to ensure the swift rescue of the kidnapped students. A statement on Sunday, Force spokesperson Muiwa Adejobi said, based on the arrival of more detectives in the state, there was need for public support to rescuing the kidnapped medical students in Benue State unharmed. Adejobi also praised citizens who have been discreetly providing vital information to the police, urging those sharing sensitive details on social media to refrain from doing so. Opposition party in Bauchi State, the All Progressive Congress, has rejected the results of the local government election held in the state, describing it as a blatant robbery of electorate's right and a mockery of democracy. This is coming after the ruling party in the state, the People's Democratic Party, secured victory in all 20 local government areas during the elections held on Saturday, August 17. The executive chairman of the State Independent Electoral Commission, Alhaji Ahmed Makama, declared the results on Saturday night in his office while speaking at a press conference held at the party secretariat on Saturday. The APC legal advisor in the state, Barrister Rabiu Garba, criticized the election, alleging that it was a political maneuver by the PDP-led administration in Bauchi State. He condemned the election, adding that the so-called election was marred by numerous irregularities, including inadequate election materials, withheld sensitive materials and result sheets, as well as votes allocated to PDP and absence of returning officers to officially declare results. Abandonment of election materials at polling units by fleeing electoral officers and non-conduct of elections in most polling units across Bauchi State. The APC demanded the immediate resignation of Ahmed Makama as chairman of the commission, accusing him of failing to uphold his oath of office, and also called on Bauchi State Independent Electoral Commission to cancel the local government elections conducted on August 17, 2024 in the state, while urging the state development to dissolve the current management of the electoral commission and reconstitute a credible team to conduct fresh elections that would be free, fair, credible, and in line with international best practices. Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf has denied any knowledge of a contract recently awarded for the supply of drugs to 44 local government councils in the state. The governor, who disclosed this in a statement on Sunday, jointly signed by the State Commissioner for Information, Baba Dantiye, and his spokesperson, Sanusi Tofa, Kano said the governor has therefore mandated the executive chairman of the Kano State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission to promptly investigate the allegations and report the outcome for further necessary action. Governor Yusuf urged the good people of Kano State to exercise patience pending the outcome of the investigation. Analysts has lauded the move by Kano State Commissioner of Police Salman Garba for the swift community sensitization and engagement to tackle the issues of culpable homicide in state. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network ATN Sunday, a public affairs analyst, Dema George, said Nigerians, including the government, must ensure that the issues of security across the country is taken seriously.
The case happening, the issue here in Kano State is a reminder that we need to take our security very seriously, and security is the business of all Nigerians, especially at the grassroots level. I'm happy with the steps that the Commissioner of Police and the Police Command is taking in terms of community engagement.
On his part, Okechukwu advised parents to secure their responsibilities by educating their children and wards on the dangers of crime in the society.
And practically part of the problem we have today in the society is because the family has failed. You might see some families complete mother and father, but yet they have failed in their responsibility. Why? Everybody is always up on the move. And once you are always on the move, you neglect or you abandon the upbringing of the child, either to the housemaid or to neighbors. And before you know, they instill some negative vices in them, tell them things they are not supposed to hear.
Commissioner of Police in Jigawa State Police Command, Ahmadu Abdullahi, has decorated 57 police officers who were recently promoted from the rank of inspectors of police to substantive rank of assistant superintendent of police 2. The decoration ceremony, which took place at the State Command headquarters, Duse, was attended by families and friends of the promoted officers. While in a statement on Sunday, the command's public relations officer, DSP Lawan Shisu Adam, said the Commissioner of Police congratulated the promoted officers on behalf of the Inspector General of Police. Abdullahi tasked the promoted officers to consider their promotion as a greater responsibility and dedication in the discharge of their duties, as Nigerian police has confidence in them, adding that the promotion was a result of the Inspector General of Police recommendation and approval of the Police Service Commission. Residents of Madagali, a major town in the northern part of Adamawa State, which shares borders with Goza in Borno State, have appealed for the quick response of federal authorities after a major bridge in the town collapsed. This is coming after the Madagali Bridge collapsed completely after a heavy rain that caused an overflow of the Madagali River, which the bridge was built while people moving goods from northern Adamawa to southern Borno, vice versa, now have to stop their vehicles on either side of the collapsed Madagali Bridge. Download such goods have laborers lift and the goods on the head and walk through the river to the other vehicles at the other end before the journey could continue. A resident of Madagali, Matthew Maziga, said that the Madagali and Goza residents, who are mostly affected, now suffer much hardship and are waiting hopefully for quick action on the collapsed bridge, while another resident, Suleiman Abubakar, said prices of goods coming from Borno State have further increased in the locality since the collapse of the bridge, as traders now have to bear the extra burden of paying young men to convey goods across the river. Managing Director of the Commission, Alhaji Mohammed Al-Kali, who led the NEDC team on the visit, assured that the work would begin soon to reconstruct the bridge, adding that the President, Bola Tinubu, had given the Commission the go-ahead to fix the bridge. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be right back after this break. Please stay with us. And we are back. Thank you for staying with us. This is Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has called on Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas to disclose the exact amount of the monthly running costs being paid to the National Assembly, along with the spending details of such running costs. Serap also urged Akpabio and Abbas to urgently end the alleged practice by the National Assembly of fixing its own salaries, allowances and running costs in conformity with the Nigerian Constitution of 1999 as amended and Nigeria's international obligations. A statement signed by Serap's Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadare, alleged that members of the National Assembly are fixing their own salaries, allowances and running costs, which is entirely inconsistent and incompatible with the constitutional oath of office and the object and purpose of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, to which Nigeria is a state party. The statement also said Serap shall take all appropriate legal actions to compel other members of the National Assembly to comply with the request in the public interest of Nigerians. Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors in the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital Zaria, Kaduna State have given the government and the security agencies a 10-day ultimatum for the unconditional release of their colleague, Dr. Ganiat Popula. The doctors vowed to embark on an industrial action if their request was not met within the stipulated time. The association's president and secretary, Dr. Suleiman Issa Ada and Dr. Jimo Aminat, respectively, during a press conference at Abuth, said they would not guarantee industrial harmony if by the 26th of August, Dr. Ganiat Popula is not released or rescued, adding that Popula's husband was subsequently released due to his deteriorating health condition after meeting the demands of the doctors. NAD cautions that if the adopted doctor was not rescued in 10 days, members will be forced to embark on strike, and called on the government, the security agencies and all relevant authorities to intensify efforts to secure their colleagues' freedom. Human Rights Writers Association Nigeria has raised the alarm over the surge in kidnappings and killings by armed gunmen across Nigeria. Nigeria expressed concern over the failure of the country's security agencies to curb the killings and condemned the inability of the armed forces to respond effectively to threats, and also criticized what he described as the glaring absence of decisive leadership from President Bola Tinubu, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, in addressing the nation's deteriorating security situation. A statement signed by the National Coordinator, Comrade Emmanuel Ombiko, describes the recent wave of kidnappings and killings, which have left communities across the country in fear and disarray, as a clear indication of a breakdown in law and order, and attributed the failure to inefficiency and ineffectiveness of the nation's security intelligence apparatus, as well as gross incompetence of the armed forces in protecting the lives and property of Nigerians. We will also express dismay over repeated instances where gunmen have executed brazen attacks with little or no resistance from security agencies, and highlighted recent violent crimes, including killing of eight community leaders in Imo State, the kidnapping of over 20 medical students in Benue State, and the adoption of a traditional ruler in Sokoto State. The association further criticized Tinubu's nonchalant attitude, noting that while the country grapples with these security challenges, the president continues to embark on foreign trips, and described it as unconsiderable situation where the president, who is constitutionally mandated to protect the lives and property of citizens, appears more interested in international engagement than in addressing the escalating violence and insecurity within Nigeria. National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, has distanced himself from a poster circulating on social media that claims he will contest for the presidency in the 2027 election with Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State as his running mate. The poster, bearing pictures of Ganduje adorned in blue Babariga as the APC presidential candidate and Uzodinma in white attire and a red cap as his running mate, is captioned "The Winning Team 2027, Vote APC 2027 for Nigerians' prosperity and human development." A statement issued by spokesman Edwin Olofu in Abuja on Sunday, Ganduje dismissed the poster, suggesting he plans to run for the presidency in 2027 on the party's platform. Labeled the poster as entirely false and a malicious piece of fake news, saying that the intention of creating the poster was to sow discord between him and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ganduje, who reaffirmed his loyalty to the president, said Tinubu is steering the country on the right path towards greatness, and urged the public to disregard the fabricated story. Up next is business news. Vice President Kashim Shettima has called on heads of the government agencies to strictly adhere to their organizational mandates during the 2025 budget preparation process. The directive came during a one-day retreat held in Abuja for State House management and chiefs of agency under its supervision, adding that the retreat was organized as part of preparations for the issuance of the call circular for the commencement of the 2025 budget exercise. Declaring the retreat open, VP Shettima, represented by Deputy Chief of Staff Senator Ibrahim Hadeja, urged the heads of agencies to be guided by the ex-ante provision that established their organizations, and stressed on the importance of adhering to the set objectives initiated by the State House management, particularly in institutionalizing e-governance for improved operations. In his overview of the retreat, State House Permanent Secretary Olufunsho Adebi said it is designed to foster collaboration and create synergy in the operations of state and agencies under its supervision, adding that with the recent approval of the new minimum wage by President Tinubu, the government will no longer tolerate massive recruitment into agencies without approval or waiver, as well as selective promotions. According to the Permanent Secretary, the retreat, the first of its kind under the administration, also deliberated on the need for strict enforcement of government policies and sanctions for defaulting agencies, and appraised chief executive officers of government agencies or types of appointment into public service, criteria and qualifications for these appointments, procedures for procurement process, budget preparation, and the monitoring and evaluation of government policies. Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has denied owing international oil traders $6.8 billion. The company also refuted claims that it had not remitted funds into the Federation accounts in January. NNPCL Chief Corporate Communications Officer Olufemi Sonoye, while responding to various allegations against the state-owned agency firm in a statement on Sunday, alleged that the NNPCL owed some of its suppliers as the sole importer of petrol in Nigeria and agreed that such transactions are conducted on credit. He also said the NNPCL, through its subsidiary NNPC Trading, maintains many open trade credit lines with several traders as the company is fulfilling its obligations on a first-in, first-out basis. While Sonoye did not specify the financial obligations that NNPCL is currently addressing. Regarding remittances, they said it is incorrect to claim that the NNPCL has not remitted any funds to the Federation account since January, adding that NNPCL and all its subsidiaries regularly remit their taxes to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, including payments of CIT to road contractors under the Road Investment Tax Credit Scheme, adding that the NNPCL is the largest contributor to tax revenue shared monthly at the Federation Account Allocation Committee. Sonoye noted that the NNPCL is not a regulator and does not oversee the quality of imported fuel, and NNPCL is open to media inquiries about its operations and will always gladly provide factual information which is in line with the company's commitment to transparency, accountability and performance excellence as established by Melekari-led management since 2019, stressing that the NNPCL has yet to respond to inquiries concerning the ongoing fuel scarcity in many cities. Citizens and economic freedom rights activists in Nigeria have called for the independent leadership of Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited and other oil and gas agencies over alleged importation of adulterated fuel into the country. The civil society organization also urged the federal government to establish an independent judicial inquiry to unravel the circumstances surrounding the incessant importation of substandard fuel. Addressing journalists at a press conference in Abuja, Sefran convener Obinna Francis condemned the action of marketers involved in some sharp practices, stating that such moves, if not curtailed, pose a grave health hazard to Nigerians, and also demanded the immediate resignation of the heads of the regulatory agencies, including Melekari, Benga Komolafe and Farouk Ahmed, to facilitate a comprehensive investigation into the oil and gas sector. The group urged President Bola Tinubu to constitute an independent management team for the NNPCL, untainted by the current leadership, adding that the new team will oversee a thorough investigation into the adulterated fuel saga towards ensuring accountability and justice, as well as implementation of more stringent regulations, robust enforcement mechanism, and a steadfast commitment to provide Nigerians with clean, high-quality fuel is imperative. This is coming after the Senate on July 3rd constituted a 15-member committee to investigate the persistent importation of hazardous petroleum products by the NNPCL. Executive Chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, says the service will meet the 19.4 trillion naira target for itself by the end of 2024. Adedeji said the assurance that the 2024 stakeholders' engagement with the Senate and House Committees on Finance tagged repositioning the FIRS to achieve its mandate in Lagos, added that the figures the service had been able to garner in the past 8 months had been put in pole position to deliver on the target given for itself at the beginning of the year. He also said the law meant to overhaul revenue administration in Nigeria, including regulation of the cryptocurrency industry, which is being put together for transmission to the National Assembly and will be ready soon, adding that the aim of the bill is to, amongst others, simplify tax laws, harmonize collection of revenue, as well as seek the replacement of obsolete tax laws with new ones in line with the current economic realities. Adedeji insisted cryptocurrency had gained prominence all over the world and Nigeria would not shy away from being part of the global business, and attributed the feat of the service in past few months to the support it has been getting from both executive and legislative arms of government, while the stakeholders' engagement with the Senate and House Committees on Finance was to further strengthen that bond by updating them with the activities of the Senate, its challenges, and call for more support. In his remarks, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Finance, Senator Mohammed Sani Musa, said the service should be the regulating and collecting agency for all taxes of Federation, adding that the National Single Window Program will address inefficiency in revenue collection in the country and also assure the service of lawmakers' support, describing the engagement as another opportunity for lawmakers to listen, learn and contribute on how best to support the FIRS to achieve its targets. Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise has called on the federal government to peg the customs duty exchange rate at 1,000 naira per dollar at least 6 months. CPPE Director Muda Yusuf, who disclosed this in a statement on Sunday, said the government needs to tackle the unpredictable nature of the country's exchange for cargo clearance to complement fiscal measures to mitigate the cost of living crisis in Nigeria, adding that the country's high and volatile exchange rate for import duty assessment is fueling inflation, cost production and operation costs for manufacturers and businesses. He said it is important to clarify the proposition is without prejudice to the ongoing foreign exchange reforms of the present administration, adding that contrary to concerns expressed in some quarters, the adoption of a lower exchange rate for the computation of customs duty would not undermine the current foreign exchange reforms, stressing that it is not a request for the concessionary exchange rate for forex allocation. The development comes as the federal government recently began a 150-day import duty waiver for selected staple food items, while Nigeria's inflation dropped in July to 33.95% in 2024 for the first time since 2022. You're still watching the news on Atlantic Television Network. Up next is International Tidbits. Economic Community of West African States Parliament is stepping up diplomatic efforts to prevent Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso from leaving the regional bloc. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, confirmed that parliamentary diplomacy mechanisms are being deployed to engage the three nations and stressed the importance of unity within ECOWAS. He spoke with newsmen in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, on the sidelines of a meeting in Parliament's Joint Committee on Administration, Finance, Budget, Public Accounts, Macroeconomic Policy and Economic Research, of which he is the chairman, and assured that letters have been sent to the government of the concerned nations and visits by parliamentary representatives will soon follow. He expressed confidence that dialogue would lead to their reintegration into the regional body, adding that even in a worst scenario where the three countries proceed to their exit, ECOWAS financial stability would not be at risk, and also highlighted the organization's multiple revenue streams, including community levy and the contributions from development agencies. Kalu also said in addition to addressing the potential exit, the ECOWAS Parliament is pushing for reforms to strengthen legislative independence, adding that the laws governing ECOWAS needs updating to reflect the changing political landscape, while the proposed amendments will bolster the separation of the powers and enhance the credibility of the institution on the international stage. Social media platform X, formerly Twitter, will shutter into local operations in Brazil following a bitter legal tussle over the platform's rights and responsibilities owner, Elon Musk. The service will remain available to Brazilian users, while the closure was the apparent culmination of the ongoing legal battle between Musk and Brazilian Supreme Court Judge Alexander Domores, who said he is trying to fight the spread of dangerous disinformation online. A person Saturday from the ex-Global Government Affairs Department says Morris had threatened our legal representatives in Brazil with arrests if they do not comply with his censorship orders, adding that the office closure was necessary to protect the safety of the staff, while the responsibility lies solely with Alexander Domores. The Brazilian government was critical of X's chance, with Secretary of Digital Policies Joao Brandt writing on the platform that the company had a pathetic issue or attitude, adding that X would force probable escalations that could lead to a blocking of the platform, while Morris previously had ordered the suspension of several Twitter accounts suspected of spreading disinformation, including those of supporters of former far-right President Jair Bolsonaro, who tried to discredit the voting system in 2022 presidential election, which he lost. Moraes has spearheaded the battle against disinformation in South Africa's largest nation, and he presides over Brazil's Superior Electoral Tribunal, and last year declared Bolsonaro ineligible to run again for office, saying he has disseminated false information about the electoral system, while Musk and other critics have said Moraes is part of a sweeping crackdown on free speech. Former United States President and Republican Party candidate in the upcoming election, Donald Trump, has claimed that he's much better looking than Vice President Kamala Harris. Speaking at a campaign rally event in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, Trump said the Democratic Party candidate portrait in a latest Time magazine cover wasn't a picture but a drawing. He, however, admitted that Kamala Harris is a beautiful woman, but insisted that he looks better. In November, Trump would face Kamala Harris in what is touted to be America's fiercest election in recent times. This comes after Harris emerged as the Democratic Party's candidate as the alternative to President Joe Biden, who stepped down due to health reasons and endorsed her for the role. And here is the news in sports. Rangers fought through Dessers hopes to win against St Johnstone, while will inspire another Scottish League Cup success this season. The Jazz stated the title defence with a comfortable 2-0 victory at the Hampden Park, and Dessers rose from the bench to inspire the win. Nigeria's national fired Philippi Clement's side ahead just after the hour mark, and the 29-year-old then set up Rose McCausland to double the lead in the closing stages. He also said they had the feeling of winning the League Cup trophy last season, and is an amazing opportunity to win something early in the season. Former Liverpool star Jamie Redknapp has backed 25-year-old star Aaron Wan-Bissaka to succeed after joining Premier League side West Ham from Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka recently left Man United to join the Hammers this summer transfer window after Wan-Bissaka joined Manchester United from Crystal Palace back in June 2019. The right back went on to play 190 games for Eric Ten Hag's men. Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola says he does not have motivation to win the Premier League title right now. Guardiola is aiming to win his 7th title in 8 years, having won the last 4 in a row, and the former Barcelona and Bayern Munich boss is not looking for a head. For him, the immediate attention is on their league opener against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Manchester City have already landed their first piece of silverware this season, while there was a penalty shootout win over Manchester United in the Community Shield. Manchester United are ready to rival Premier giants of Liverpool for the signing of Valencia goalkeeper Georgi Mamadashvili. He has hit his heart set on a move to Liverpool this summer transfer window, while Man United are keen on beating and slot signed to 23-year-old signature. The report says United must sell Gardon Sanko first, though, to raise funds and make room for their squad. He's featured for Georgia during the Euro 2024 tournament and was impressive in their 2-0 win over Portugal at the group stage. And now on entertainment news. Nigerian singer Simisola Kosoko, popularly known as Simi, says she fell in love with her husband, singer Adekule Gold, because of his graphic designing and photoshopping skills. She disclosed this while hailing Gold after he successfully edited a water bottle out of Nigerian chess master Tunde Onakoya's photo on X on Saturday after the chess master asked for the favor. Adekule Gold was a sensational photoshopper before he got signed to Olamide's record label after designing the label's logo, but got married to fellow singer Simi on January 9, 2019 in Lagos. The couple welcomed their first child at Dejare in 2020. And that's the global news for tonight, but before we go, another look at the major stories. Analysts queries APC's inconsistency. Police rescue 20 kidnapped victims. No presidential ambition. Ganduje. Agencies must keep mandates. Shetima. ECOWAS stops Niger, Mali and others. Deserts targets COP success. In love with Adekunle Gold. Simi. I am Enidoye Jackson. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms, on Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok at Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X at Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website at www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching and have a very good evening.